welcome. I do not have an intro, but I finally have a new series. Not just a new video, a new series. It's out, it's done, it's finished, and I'm so happy to finally share it with you. This has been in the planning for so long for me. Basically, I knew I wanted to do this when I started the channel, but then it was just a very vague idea that was just like, I want to do a theme park with animals. But basically the last month I've been, I don't want to say researching, because I wouldn't call it research, but I was collecting ideas in my mind and some pictures, and basically, as of right now, I have an entire map drawn out. I will not stick to it, because I love planning and then sticking to it, but I'm excited to have a good plan I'm not going to stick to. Yeah, I have an entire concept going on for this one, so let's just get the obvious questions out of the way. I have probably titled this something like theme park entrance or space themed theme park entrance, and the two obvious questions are theme park, are we still planning Planet Zoo? Yes, we do. The other question is probably space. Is the entire thing going to be space themed? No, it's not. And with that, I actually think we can kind of already kind of get into the concept. Okay, so, first of all, theme park, yes. So this is not going to be themes in terms of like an Africa area, an Asian area. I want more theme parky themes for this. And that means that a lot of the areas will not have that many animals. The focus isn't the animals. The focus is the theme park aspect of it. So we will have wonderful, beautifully done blueprints by other people for like the roller coasters and whatnot. There's a lot of cool stuff on the workshop. I will say that I will probably use the workshop quite a lot for this series, because there's just a few things that I'm like, why would I build them if someone else has already done it and has done it better than I ever could? So yeah, so some more use of the workshop is to be expected here, because these are also like pretty like, I don't know, I guess niche things that you probably have to really be into the style of it to do. So you'll see once we get to that, but just letting you know, we'll probably use quite a few things on the workshop. And so yeah, I already said themes. I mean, obviously you can kind of think of very of the obvious themes that theme parks do. I hope I can still surprise you. I won't entirely put it out saying what we were actually going to do. You will see once we get to certain videos where the first time, we go into a specific theme. I will try not to do one theme at a time, but kind of switch back and forth so that we see different styles and not see, I mean, we all know it's going to come, pirates, throughout this entire thing until we're done with the pirates and then go over. I kind of want to, jump back and forth. And so the pirates is actually a good thing to explain to you what I mean by using the workshop more. I don't think I need to build an entire super detailed pirate ship. If someone who may or may not be very much into pirates or has researched it very well, or just has a good eye for it, has already built a cool pirate ship that they were kind enough to put on the workshop. So that is what I mean by probably going to be using quite a few workshops. And then obviously the rides that make it a theme park are also, probably easier to just get off the workshop, I guess. And then obviously put into my park. Like I will recolor them, I will theme them, whatnot. I won't just like place things. I hope that that's clear, but yeah, anyway, I'm so excited. So yeah, we talked about the themes. Okay, so the themes, like I said, well, like pirates, they are obviously tied to a certain area mostly, but not, the area isn't the theme, if you know what I mean. So I hope that you like the themes that we're picking, and this whole vibe of like a theme park. And this also has to be said, the focus on this is not going to be very educational. It's more cool looking, very highly themed enclosures and a cool encounter with the animal maybe, but it's not going to be very true to the reality of what the animals look like, you know? So not like a bad thing for the animals, but like the look of the habitat is more geared towards the theme than making it very realistic for the animals, and they might also be put into a theme that they don't necessarily really fit in, but fit with the vibe. It's very hard to explain without really giving you examples that would give away ideas that I'm excited to show you when they're actually there. But yeah, so we have that, we have the themes, and now we kind of go into the inspiration. So the inspiration of finally doing this was basically that Planet Coaster is now, you can have a game pass for it, and I've never played Planet Coaster. I've pretty much started out with Planet Zoo, but to me it was kind of overwhelming because I always thought it has so many DLCs. I don't know what to get. I don't know if to get any DLCs, if I should start without any, or will I be disappointed because, you know, games like The Sims, they don't really hit unless you have a few DLCs already. So I never got into it, and hearing that now I maybe can kind of made me go back to my idea of doing a theme park in Planet Zoo. And also a lot of people always say that you should combine Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. Like, you should be able to combine them. That would be really cool. And then a lot of people say, like, do theme parks with zoos really exist all that much? And I can't really speak to that. I know I have been to one, but that was in Asia. And I don't think they are... I've never heard of one, you know, here. At least not that still has animals. I know that back in the day, you know, theme parks used to do that. And by the way, we're building a little bit of a pool here, and I do think that maybe SeaWorld kind of counts as a theme park / aquarium. And I hope I threw at least some of you guys for a loop, because I did post like a sneak peek picture of the pool, and it was mean, but I kind of thought probably some people will think that we're building it like a marine aqua park aquarium sort of type of thing, but we're not. This is just like a little bit of a very man-made pool, sort of like a little eye catcher outside of the entrance. But anyway, so I've been to one in Asia, and it was pretty cool. It was the Ocean Park Hong Kong, if that says anything to anyone. I think they were in the press during COVID because they had a panda baby that was happening when the pandemic started, and they said they suspect that they were less stressed without the visitors or something. I do think that was Hong Kong Ocean Park, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure. But that one I've been to, and that was pretty cool. It's obviously mostly like underwater aquatic themed, but very cool rides too. Like my dad and I really love roller coasters, so we had a blast with that one. But the focus there definitely on the animals. And there's been some stuff that like I personally didn't like that much. Like there was like aviaries right next to this like water ride thing, and so people were like screaming and it was loud, and I'm not sure if that's good for the birds, but I'm not the expert. I don't know, so I can't really fault them for that, I guess. I don't know. Let's not get into that, but definitely to me it's not the most common thing, but it's not unrealistic. That's all I guess I'm trying to say here. And I don't know, I've been toying around with this idea forever, and I just knew that it'd be cool to do. And so I don't want to like involve the animals heavily into the rides or anything. And I know I will include a few of the existing in-game rides that people can actually go on. I'm not sure how good that will go. Maybe I'll have to resort to a few more like implied rights, because if you have never seen, or if you have not seen the last video on my cold climate series, or if you've never seen any video at all, a little bit of a disaster with the gondola ride, because I expected it to be a cable car, and it is not a cable car. It has very huge support beams, and I was a bit shocked. But yeah, basically, if that happens, then I will go to implied rights, but I will try to use more of them, of the in-game ones. And yeah, but okay, now the exciting part. Now the exciting part is why are we doing this space-themed? And for that, just think, what do roller coaster, no, not roller coaster, oh my god, what does Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo have in common, if not the planet in the name? So I thought, okay, this thing, think of it as you going to different planets, like the pirate planet and the planet and the planet of like the themes that I'm not revealing yet, but so you can go to different planets. So you have this like space main theme of it, and I also want to do a poll on the name. I have different ideas for a name. They all have to do with like space, planets, moons, and stuff. But you will find the poll on my channel. I'm not sure if I can actually get it done when this video comes out because I won't be home, but I'll do my best. And I think you can also schedule a poll, so forget that. But so this whole idea is like you have this like main theme that is space, and then you go to the different planet, which is obviously just different sections of the park, from this sum out. And inspiration for that is, funnily enough, a zoo that is very close to me, like geographically, and that is the Zoom. And I've always liked the center of the park. Zoom is a zoo in Germany. It's a very cool zoo, and it has like 3 themed sections, but the themes is just, I think it's Alaska, Africa, and Asia. So not the type of themes that we're doing, but just, you know, separated sections that you go to through a big like center piece, like a plaza in the middle, and the plaza has like little gates that you go through and then walk around in these and then come back out of the gate. So you always come back to this like middle plaza, and that concept I want to take and have our middle plaza be space themed, and like a restaurant that is space themed, and like everything that you would find in the middle basically, and then all the little parts are like the little planets that you can go to. And funnily enough, it's not, I don't want to say it's inspired by that, but when I did dance class for kids, like as an instructor, we had a song. It was like for very little kids. We had this song, and that it was like, you know, you fly to different planets, like the music, like it was like a kid's song, and it sang how you will fly to a different planet. On this planet, you jump on one leg, and then you fly to the next one, and on this planet, you give another kid a hug. So it was like kind of the music told the kids what to do. It isn't like, for very young kids, it's not really dancing, right? It's more like music and moving. So it's not inspired by that, but when I had that idea, to me it made so much sense because it reminded me of that song. And like on different planets you do different things, and it's the planet of hugging someone. I don't know. But yeah, so that plus the zoo that has this cool like middle plaza that you always come back to after every theme. These two things really inspired this, and so let's just say the common areas, they are going to be space themed because of this whole like planet thing, because it, in my mind, sort of combines Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, but also it's just kind of cool. And I originally wanted to start out with like building a centerpiece for this plaza, and I'm not going to say what it is, but I do think it's a cool idea. And yeah, but like I said, I've already like planned out an entire map, and I don't know. if you've never heard me say this, but I am getting a degree in design for marketing and media, and this whole like concepting stuff is like my thing. Like I love hearing concepts for something, and so like I already have like color coding for every area and all that figured out. I don't know, I've been planning this in the back for a longer time now, and that's also why my last few videos were relatively short, I think, or more of like filling up areas, because all my like creative focus was on this basically. More of the concept than the thing that I'm actually building in this. I do think that this is pretty, I would say, mild. I also think I've thrown you for a loop with, I did this like poll of like, what do I do? Is it a new series? Is it constructurism, I think it's called, or geometry class? Because we have this like very crazy shapes there. And a lot of circles. I don't think I've ever done that many circles in one build. But yeah, it's honestly, I love, I don't know what it's called in English, constructurism art or something. I had to do a presentation on it in uni, and it's very interesting. It's a very cool art form. And it just reminded me of that when it was like all just like individual shapes and colors. Also, I think somewhere down the line, probably like we are kind of moved past that point now in the Speedbuild, but it did kind of remind me of the NASA logo, which obviously that's a good association because it's kind of thematically right for this. But it's not modeled after NASA, it just happened. Yeah, but I do think, to critique my own build here, but I do think that it doesn't really look like an entrance to a theme park. I do think it looks sort of maybe like an aquarium, sort of like maybe like a kids museum or like a NASA visitor center or something like that. But I don't know, I do quite like it. And also at this point, you see me like do this like little counter there. I don't think I've ever used that many of the like plain not even plastic, what is it called? The like geometric pieces that have no real texture on them. I don't think I've ever used that many in the entire lifetime of this game than I have in this one thing. This entire thing is 90% just geometric pieces, and I think come together nicely for that. We are not working on the inside. I just realized I haven't even said that yet. We're not working on the inside. The inside will have its own video because it's quite a large building. And with that being said, I also think that we won't really get, how do I say this? There won't be an animal or a project done every episode of this. So because this is very reliant on like bigger structures and bigger theming, I do think that there will be quite a few videos where we'll have to work on one thing for multiple videos, or else these just get too long. This was already very long. I cut out so much from this, and still it is longer than my usual videos, and now I don't even, it's already longer and I have not yet done the real-time part. So I think that we will have to we won't have an animal in every video, unfortunately. And also there's not that many animals that I've planned in anyway. I mean, enough so that it's like reasonable that this is done in Planet Zoo and not in Planet Coaster, but it's not the entire focus of this, So I am quite happy that we have other series, to bounce it off with, so that we're not going animal-less for millions of videos. We also have a mascot for this that you will get to know a few videos down the line, probably, but I've already picked like a mascot animal, and if you're interested in this, I might do like logos and stuff like this, because I really feel like doing it. I can't really stop before I know the name that we're gonna go with. Like I said, look out for the poll because that's how I want to decide because I have multiple ideas. But I kind of want to play around with that. So if you're interested in seeing me probably be an illustrator, let me know. I mean, if you just want to have a reveal of the logo and everything, we can also do that. But if you want to see, then I can show you. I don't necessarily do logos in Photoshop, so I know that a lot of people do that in Photoshop. I do it in Illustrator. So yeah, maybe some of you say that, for a hobby, if you don't have any use for Illustrator, I understand that it's not very interesting to see Illustrator, because it's also, there's like these two Adobe packs, like one is just like Photoshop and the other one Lightroom, and you won't have Illustrator with that one, so I don't know if it's very interesting to many people. But if you want to see, I can film that probably. I've never tried it, but I mean, it won't be that different, won't it? So yeah, enough said about that. So I don't know, I'm hyped for this. I really like. I don't know. I really want to go theme park with this one, and so heavy like what is it called? Branding and marketing and stuff. To me is like part of theme parks. So I'm very excited for this. And this thing out in the back, I can already tell you, will be a restaurant. I have quite the ideas for this one, and so I don't know. I was debating on doing it in this video, but it would have been too long, and I want to give this thing its own, thing. But I do think it looks quite cool with this thing. It almost looks like a halo, but it's it's also like a Saturn ring, So yeah, I don't know. I'm quite excited for this. I do think that this like space plus modern thing looks so cool. So I mean, you can always disagree with me, but I think space and modern stuff really goes great together. And so yeah, I like this. I am so excited for this. But yeah. So okay, what is there more I wanted to say? The interior, right. So we will definitely do the interior as far as the guest area, just so that I know, and that is also why I didn't do the backside really. I don't really know where on the curve of the building the exit will come out. Like, I want the interior to decide that, so I have to do the interior for the guests first. But I do think we will have so much space that we might have a little bit of something else, or maybe like office space there. That will be entirely different video, just so you know where you're at. And then we're moving through it, then we're probably doing this like center plaza, and then we will start doing the gates into the different themes, and that's also when the themes are going to be revealed. So I have this whole thing planned out, and maybe in between we will have an episode of doing a logo. But yes, we're almost well, no, we're not really almost done. I mean, we still have the what's it called again? The real-time part. But yeah, I mean, we're ending off with the fountain. I don't really like the fountain, but I do think I might, once I know the name, do this like thing of like Universal and have like a font go around it. I think that will like kind of be the thing it needs. Okay, see you in the real-time part. Alright, here we are. Alright, before we go into like walking around mode, I have to look at it at night and tell me this is not the cutest. I love this thing so much. Don't ask me how these lights hold up. Magnetic fields, very thin cables. I don't know. I don't care. I love it. This is like, I could look at this forever. I want this in my room. And then here we have lights, and the lights are on the floor, like kind of like some like star sign kind of things. And then the rocket, it does have the lights on during the day too, and they have to be so much and bright so that you can see them in the day. This is a bit extra, I will admit, but I quite like it. It looks like flaming. But this looks also so cool. Like, so inviting and cozy. And then this in the background and everything. Oh, love it. And I'm aware that this is not Bernie Bakes, but the other sign was pink. And that just didn't fit it, okay? Don't come for me. So, shield your eyes. I should have said that earlier, but okay, now let's actually do the walkie-walkies. Okay, so we have this little ice cream truck. And why is there a raccoon statue on top of it? I forgot to remove that. Okay, well, maybe we gave him a little ice cream cone. What do you say? But yeah, I quite like the food truck up front, with some like stuff, because I thought people are probably waiting outside. Like, if it's a hot summer day and you want to go to the theme park, then you probably grab some ice cream while you're waiting. I'm also probably gonna do more here. Like, oh, we're on the grass. I kind of want to do like banners for every area once we have the area. So we might come back for a final redoing of this one day. And do you see that? The what are they called again? The bird thing. It has its own shadow on the planet, and it kind of looks like a whale. It's so cute. Okay, like there, right? Yeah. So over here we kind of have some like nature. I thought that because we're in this like grassland type, I do kind of think that, these like big pools would cool it down. I imagine this is in a rather hot area, probably like Florida, because that's where all the theme parks are, right? So like Florida, maybe California, that type of vibe, So I figured, some like moving water would probably like just cool down the air a bit. And then obviously we have this little centerpiece, and you might be wondering, has this girl ever seen a rocket? And the answer is no. Did you? Do you? Like, who has seen a rocket? But no, don't come for a rocket. But yeah, obviously to me this is the thing, the thing I wanted. And then over here we have these little lights. I don't particularly care how they look in the day. I do love how they look in the night. And then I want to have this like blue paneling pattern going over the roof. But right now, I can show you, it does not have a roof. Because I figured, if we're still doing the interior, why bother doing the roof? It's just going to be in the way. And then over here, I probably want to do a parking lot thing. But I'm not sure, because over here will probably be the first like themed area. So I don't know how far down it's going to go. And where I actually want to put the parking lot, but it will have a parking lot probably over here. Maybe over here. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the entrance and this is the exit. And I didn't put any signage or anything because we still don't have a name. And I don't know. Maybe I want to do some like word jokes with that because I'm very much into that lately, and I feel like you guys are digging it because sometimes you're like commenting like word jokes. So I love a good dad joke, and yeah. So let's just have a quick look at this. Also, obviously it doesn't really have anything yet, but let's see. Can we even like walk on this? It's just we can. Okay, cool. So obviously this will be a cool like viewing point, but also this will be the restaurant, a restaurant, right? So I'm thinking maybe I'll do either the ceiling or even the floor with like little lights and like star signs and everything. So I think that'll be cool. But we'll do that once we get to it. I don't want to give all my ideas away. And then I think probably this area over here we will do office spaces because I don't think we will need all of this area over here. So this will probably be where it is, concentrated. And also this monstrosity we'll have to cover up, but I do think it looks quite cool. It looks like a bit like a satellite thing, like these like round things. I don't know what they're called. But yeah. Also, this little like pattern on the floor, it looks kind of weird from up top, but when you walk on it, I do think it looks quite like some like floor decorations that don't look out of place. Like when you hear now, like you would just walk over it and be like, oh, okay, floor decorations, But yeah, okay. I still am not the biggest fan of this. But yeah, it's better than not having anything there, I guess. But yeah, I think that's all. Let's just have one last look at it beautifully at night. I love this. I love the lights on this. Just look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. Like, tell me you don't want this thing just in your room, like in smaller, obviously, or like looking out the window and looking at this. That is so pretty to me. Oh, and then the night sky behind it. Oh my god, I love this. Okay, anyway, this also looks really cool in the floor, by the way. Okay, anyway, let's give you a cute look on this to end this video. I thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you're excited for this brand new series. We will obviously continue the series that we already have, but just adding a new thing to it that is, I think, quite different to all the other things that we're doing currently. So, yeah, let me know what you think, and I hope to see you around another time. Bye!